pages of history are written by those who claim victory, controlling minds for 2,000 years, kept us in line by stoking our fears. No longer will we hide who we are. We're stronger together by far. We are witches, we shall rise from the earth into the skies. Unite.
I know, I'm always singing that song now. Your music.
Yeah.
No, you're fine now.
It sticks in your head a lot, and
It does.
yeah, I found it even at nighttime before I go to bed. I sing it.
I was
like,
doing that last night too. And Tim's like, "What are you singing?" I'm like, "Our podcast song," you know.
Yeah, it's a good song though. I mean, I can't give it up. I'm so fortunate to have someone who actually, said, yeah, you can use it, and
Yeah,
gave
it's
me
just too
permission
special.
to and everything. So yeah, and it just kind of goes with it.
Exactly. Well, welcome everyone. Sorry. Welcome to Within the Cauldron and Behind the Witch's Veil.
Honored to be here. I've been watching you guys for a while now, and I feel you guys are going to be rising stars and go fairly well, actually.
Oh,
well,
great.
thank you.
Cool. Well,
Thank
without
you.
further ado, I should introduce our guest. Today's guest is someone who moves comfortably between worlds, spiritual, ceremonial, and paranormal. Matt Hornick works in both Christian ministry and several covens rooted in Golden Dawn traditions, drawing inspiration from Israel Regadie and Colony. His priest work, home cleansings, and lay ministry eventually caught the attention of the Masonic order, where he now serves as a junior master of ceremony at the Big Spring Lodge in Pennsylvania. He's also the founding member of Blue Mountain Paranormal. And last but not least, Matt is friends with Tobias at Paranormal Witchcraft, a longtime friend and collaborator. Please, let's welcome Matt.
Hey, hi.
Hello. And I used to do Christian ministry. I haven't done that for a very, very long time.
Nice. Well, great.
Matter of fact, most churches would not even welcome me because I know the Bible better than they do. And I always give these massive theological arguments. And
And I want to say welcome to Monica too.
Hi.
Welcome.
I have about 20 years in the paranormal field. I used to have my own team about 20 years ago in Parkersburg, West Virginia.
Nice.
Yes. And so used to a lot of really active locations and stuff like that.
Very cool.
we met through the community, basically, from the whole common witchcraft and the people I met through there, which we don't really want to go into that because that's like in the past. But we met through mutual friends from the witchcraft community. We'll just put it like that.
Oh,
And
nice.
she's basically my other half.
So now it's just the rest is history, right?
Pretty much, yes.
I love it. Well, a few questions for you. Just
No, go ahead.
that. First of all, I know you said you haven't done the Christian ministry in a long time. Were you doing the Christian ministry and the coven work at the same time, or were they two separate things?
Well, I was raised in a very strict Christian household. Like, I accepted Jesus Christ as my Savior at 3 years old.
Yeah.
My mom was part of the Child Evangelist Fellowship.
Mhm.
Like, I was raised in the ministry. We did blacklight. I was part of the puppet team, the youth drama team. Like I was the youth pastor of my church in my 20s.
Nice.
And whenever I had a break from the church and left the church, I've got involved in things like coursework and miracles, into the Golden Dawn, then more into a more Wiccan type, earth-centered type religion for quite a while. I've been worship Dagda, and my kid's mom, she used to worship Bridget. Like, we did the whole circle. I think everybody who's been involved in a heavy Christian home, who truly seek, they usually try to find that which they didn't find growing up.
Right.
And the spirituality wise.
I can
But,
agree
like-
with that. That's me.
100%. I also had the same, like, not same background, but like story. I grew up in a very religious home. And whenever you get to that age, you know, you just kind of start to branch out. And that's when you explore who you are.
And let's say I've done, well, I have a patron, Belial, which is who I normally work with. I'm more heavily influenced with Conley and some of those other aspects. Most of the Goetia spirits are, well, the Goetia spirits, a lot of them are older gods.
Hmm.
And they represent a truth or a principle. I don't know if you ever read any of Michael Smith's books with the primal witchcraft. Think of
Chrissy.
oh,
probably.
she does. You know, what I'm talking about the scorpion god, the Red Queen. All those like novels or books. But like, think of everything as like a ball of goo, forcing itself into our world to manifest. And each god is a archetype or a symbol of a power, a thought, or a philosophy that manifests into creation. It's like the Enochian. Like I teach Enochian in my learner covens. Think of the angels as binary code. Each one created for a specific purpose that only does its purpose. And like Jacob's ladder is the 72 angels that make up the higher intellect, the climbing upwards into the godhood. Whereas the brass vessel, the 72 angels out in the brass vessel, the demons, they are aspects of our emotions. They're more of the emotional connection aspect. Like Tobias, he worships Asmodeus, which is like lust, kind of like Lilith in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
And like there's both good things with Asmodeus and Lilith and bad aspects. Like it's very easy for their practitioners to get caught up in the emotions of the lust and that's why it's such a dangerous thing, because it magnifies that which is inside you.
Right.
Belial, I like to term him as the FU god, because he's the god of lawlessness, anarchy, and destruction. The never ascending one. The person to battle against the Christian oligarchy. Let's fight these bitches. But that's just the whole thing. It's like you find what god in what spirit resonates with you and your nature.
Hmm.
And that is like, and I've actually talked with our coven here not that long ago about this, about how when you find your God, it will resonate with you. Okay, like is a part of you. Like they pick you, but you also pick them.
Mutual. Yeah.
It's like a mutual binding of the principles. It's kind of like that. I like the one-on-one or small group interaction, rather than having a large group coven or online deal. I remember Harold with Common Core Witchcraft, we were doing private online stuff with him for a while. I was doing ceremonial magic and starting out like Lesser Banish Ritual Pentagram and moving forward. And I felt like it was too rushed and it was the main thing should be individual growth. And the biggest pressure with online groups, and I've seen them come and go, there are a million of them, they will pass you along and tell you what you want to hear. And it doesn't matter what I know or what Monica knows or if you're not willing to put in the work and the effort and apply it practically to your life,
Right.
don't waste my time.
Right.
Because you're not going to fool me. You're not going to fool any of us.
Right. Well, and I think that goes without saying with everything, not even just in the coven work that you're doing, but also, I can see that also into the paranormal field too,
Oh my goodness. It is so hard.
Huge difference, in the paranormal, just to be able to put the time in to commit yourself to, paranormal investigations. I know we all have lives. We all, have day jobs. Most of us have day jobs in order to supplement our paranormal, our fix that we have. But it's difficult to have those people, show the commitment to show up, whether it be a text message or a message, that is being on Facebook Messenger. So it definitely makes a difference. You have to make the commitment to actually do it, or what are you doing? Are you wasting my time, wasting your time? It's not worth it,
Well, it's the experiential of it.
Right.
I was talking with some of the people from the old group, and it's like some of them are going astray. And like I was there talking with them about how, you're trying to make money off this, and you're trying to do this and this, and you're trying to be a big shot, and you're letting your ego get in the way. Like me, I just work a day job. I'm a blue collar worker. I do this because I enjoy doing it. I actually want to do it.
Right.
It's like the Masonic tradition. I probably would not have joined the Masons, but they needed me, and I felt it was worthy to preserve this heritage because they didn't recruit, and they haven't hand off their titles and their wands and whatever they're doing, so they're dying off. And it's like if somebody doesn't learn, because it's all oral tradition and oral teachings, like these parables, these stories, these lessons, like there is getting ready to be a massive die-off of the baby boomer generation. And if we don't pick up these things, it's gone forever. I don't know if you were familiar with Firefox, that West Virginia book where they went around and interviewed all those old people back in the 20s and 30s and put them into books. We're looking at the same die-off of technology, especially for my kids and the kids on the next 2-3 generations down the road, because it's going to be all instant AI generation, instant just bombardment of news. I've been struggling with distancing myself with Facebook and electronic media.
You have to during times like this. You know what I mean? To keep a positive mindset, to keep your emotions regulated and grounded. Yep. Oh my goodness. How can you stay positive but to stay off of the news?
Right.
I'll watch Fox News, okay? I know the end is coming. Let's load up our guns and get ready to go to war, So it's but I think that's another thing. Like most of the people in today's leadership positions, both in our witchcraft community and the paranormal community in general, they're not looking ahead.
Right.
What do we need for the next generation? What do we need next 2-3 generations down the line? I mean, I can wow you with all kinds of stuff about Saturn's cube and how everything manifests in and out of reality through numbers and, Sator square and stuff, and do all this wonderful stuff in books I've read. But at the end of the day, it's not really practical or really that important. I mean, what relationships have we established? What have we done to make and encourage the people in our lives to lead decent, moral lives, be upstanding, and make a better impact for the people going forward?
I think so. Question for you, Matt, in regards to that, since we're talking about the Masons, Masonic, can you explain that to our audience? What exactly that entails? What the Mason? I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff that's shrouded in mystery around that, and I'm sure there's stuff you're not allowed to talk about. Well, what I understand, but
the Masonic order. Well, there's a lot to talk about with the Masons. Actually, there's the Mason tradition started out as the Knights Templar was banned, and they tried to take all their money. So they basically formed the Masonic order and took most of their money and fled. And the Masons went to other countries. They were no longer Knights Templar. They were the Masonic Lodge, Brotherhood Lodge.
Gotcha.
And this goes back about 800-900 years ago. Now, all of our founding fathers were Masons. And there are a lot of different truths in the Masonic text that made it to the Constitution of the United States, the pursuit of happiness. All men are created equal under God. And the one thing to be a Mason, the only stipulation, you have to believe in a creator God.
Gotcha.
Okay, the Masons all honor and venerate Tubal-Cain, which was a descendant of Enoch, who was a Nephilim.
Gotcha.
He who was known as Vulcan of old.
Yeah.
I can share with you different things, we can't share rituals.
Right.
There's a lot of parable type stories Everything is done to basically invest the person into becoming a better person.
Yeah.
To basically be the capstone on top of the pyramid on the dollar.
Right.
Mhm.
So we are going to be the refined thing. That's why the pyramid on the dollar was never finished. Like everything was based on Masonic symbolism. The Mason story basically goes, and all the parables and stuff, was the fact that when there was the building of the Temple of Jerusalem, Solomon did not have no workers who knew how to build temples. So they sent forth for craftsmen, artisans, and stonemasons to basically build with all the materials that David had collected. So they claim lineage all the way back to thousands of years, but paper-wise, it was about the 12th AD. So
Gotcha.
now for the more concrete stuff, in America, like I could attest to, like the Otterville Lodge. It's been like 257 years active.
Wow.
George Washington made a speech there before the Revolutionary War, calling on people for support for the rebellion against England.
Hmm.
Our lodge has been in continuous operation for 160 years. The Shriners, you have to be a Mason to be a Shriner. Everybody knows about the Eastern Star mysticism and like even our thing, the pentagram.
Hmm.
There's like a whole lot of ancient mysteries and stuff that have came from, the Masonic tradition. If you remember the Golden Dawn, they were a breakaway of the Masonic tradition. And they broke away because they felt the Masonic Lodge had done away with their spiritual aspects.
Mm.
And they went the more metaphysical route. Like that's why they have all the Egyptian mysticism, the less management ritual pentagram. There's a lot of that aspect in the Masonic tradition. It's just a little different.
Right.
Okay, it's just the Golden Dawn, Mathers, Crowley, all of them were Master Masons, and they broke off to form a more and restore a more mystical order of the Masonic Lodge. So they kind of changed things around and did different stuff, but the Masonic Order and the Golden Dawn are a lot similar in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know
So,
that they were an offshoot. That's very educational. Thank you.
also, the Odd Fellows was an offshoot of the
Mhm.
Masonic Order. They have a different take on things with their time, with their staff and whatnot. They do have a abandoned hall up here in Carlisle that's actually has a hidden door, and you can go and see their old Oddfellows lodge with their murals, and they have a different take on the symbolism, and they took a different route with like the teachings.
Hmm.
Like their route of the teachings was basically about time and about death. And there's more of a, I don't want to say death cult because I'm not a member of them, but it was a different, like their thing is more our works are limited because our life is limited, and this is our story, and it's the time of our stories now. It's kind of like their, and you see their worshipful master. They have like a little staff they carry. They have like a little thing with an hourglass on it. But yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, it is very interesting. I mean, I had no idea that those were offshoots. So that's, I mean, that's perfect. That's educated me and educated the audience. I love that. Thank you so much for.
Oh, I have a book here I could actually pull out and show you. Like they even actually worship Hecate and Tubal-Cain and other gods and goddesses in the Masonic tradition. Okay,
Oh,
the only thing, like right now, it's very Christianized.
Right.
Okay, like we
Boomers.
but they'll
I'm just gonna say
but
it.
like in the ritual, they'll call upon and dedicate the building to Gabriel, and then turn around and say, "We give honor to Tubal-Cain. He is known as Vulcan of old." Okay.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, because he's the one who gave us our tools, the plum,
Right.
the square, and like he's the one who gave us the tools of the Masonic craft.
Right.
So it's like, because he created them all. So we give him honor and praise and acknowledge him in the second stanza of our opening every lodge. It's like the G. It starts as Genesis or God, and then it goes Genesis or beginning when you're a fellow craft. And then it's gynos when you're a master. And the G inside the thing is gynos, and that means you become one with God. You seek God. You search for him. You travel, like in the parable, you travel to and fro. You search, and you find the secret word of the Master Mason, which is in your heart. And you find your secret word by the obstacles you face in your life. And there's like this whole subtext and parables and stories, which is quite interesting. But like I said, it is all about building a better person, living a moral, upright life.
Right.
It has nothing to do with God. It's about your integrity.
Yeah, reputation and integrity. Yeah. Fascinating. Very fascinating.
Like if you look at my YouTube channel, some of my videos are boring as can be, because ghost hunting can be extremely boring.
Oh my goodness. It's making me
But that's the reality of paranormal investigations. You look at paranormal entertainment, people watch paranormal entertainment and they look at this 45-minute show with, it's an hour, but 45 minutes with commercials. And they think that this is what you get for, in an hour's investigation. And it's like, no, honey, that's not how it goes.
We've been here 8 hours and we were able to get 2 noises and 1 weird looking flippy thing on the camera.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I had Tobias at one of my favorite places called Walnut Hill in Waynesboro. It's an old manor house. The owners, Seth and Anastasia, they're great people. They do a great job keeping the place historic. We got 3 level C EVPs in the basement. And like I saw an apparition on the stairwell last time I was there. Then this time that's what we set up rather than the other. Like windows will open on their own. There's a lot of like low level haunting stuff. Well, with 3 camcorders and a GoPro, body cam, and about like 30-40 hours of footage, you have about a 30-second window when then the REM pod, the boo bear, and the laser grid all go off, and you see an XLS go.
See, Matt is so lucky that I entered his life, because before I was with him, this man owns more ghost hunting equipment than most ghost hunting like stores. If it comes out, he buys it. Okay, he's got a problem, a little bit, if you will. Like,
don't we all?
Yeah.
I have one. Yeah.
I don't know if you know Andy Guy of the UK, because this is an Andy Guy bell, so he takes literally.
Put the Frankie out, yeah. That's our dog. He jumped over and tried to knock everything over.
Aww.
Yeah. He's a border collie.
Now.
Yeah. He wants some screen time himself.
Exactly.
He wanted out, We
all do.
I've got one on my lap, so I know.
Well,
mine's sleeping, so that's good.
Well, it's like with the Blue Mountain Paranormal. I like, how would I even begin? Like, I used to have a lot of haunted items. And there was a place in Hagerstown where they used to bust up the tombstones, remove the corpses, and use the tombstones as fill. And like I was down there cleaning. Of course, I got bit on that one. Something bit me, and growling, small fur, definitely some sort of elemental from the disturbed graveyard. But I used to have like bits and pieces of the tombstones that were coming up out of the ground. I had a mirror where a girl committed suicide, had been molested by her stepfather, and then he killed himself shortly afterwards. And I used to see her in the mirror. I ended up giving it to a female witch who lives up in Carlisle, because I couldn't do anything with her. She wouldn't approach me. But I had about 8 people that actually witnessed her in the mirror. And she lays out the mirror, and she just, that and the butterfly door knocker. Her dad used to knock on it before he came in and rape her, from what I found from the story. I buried it. It used to move itself around. Like it'd be hot to the touch. And you'd put it in a drawer and it end up like over there on the dining room table from your bedroom, like type stuff. And my last girlfriend, I basically got out of all that and got rid of it because it freaked her out too much. And I buried it in one of the cemeteries down there in Hagerstown with salt in a little bag. So it never came or materialized after that. But there's just so many different Like, people think that cursed objects and haunted objects are rare. They're really not.
Mm-mm.
I think mostly we're just too busy to notice.
Right.
And I think that's true also a lot with us as women, especially as you know, we often have our minds occupied, you know, with the family and the home and whatnot, and I think that it's important that we are able to stand together and, like, you know, kind of move forward with that, you know, like trying to create a cohesive whole.
Well, I belong to 3 different paranormal teams. I essentially have 2 locally that I belong to, and actually one out of Michigan that I just recently joined. And I'll do remote locations for them. We are getting ready to do a location in September, and I will go to that one. But the one team that I started with is an all-female team. We do not have any men on our team. K-Hawk crew is no
boys
no
are
boys
okay,
allowed.
I guess,
No
but
boys allowed, but yeah, it's an all-girl team. We literally are all girls. So, you know, that's the one team that I know that's all female. The rest of the teams are, you know, multi-sex, obviously. But
right. I mean,
yeah, talking about standing together, we really did. We did try at one point in time to have a guy come on the team, but then we booted him out. We didn't like him. He just did not subscribe to the way that we wanted to do our paranormal investigations. And so consequently, I was like, I think we just need to stay with what our curriculum, you know, what we got basically. And that's just women. So
That's
it
good,
makes a
though.
difference.
Well, like, we do a lot of Gettysburg meetups where we go to, like, Sachs Bridge, the Witch's Tree, Suicide Bridge down here by the paper mill bridge. Suicide Bridge is a different one. It's called Eisenhower Bridge in Gettysburg. The thing is, it's like, I guess I've gotten away from it. But when I first joined Blue Mountain Paranormal, it was about, I wanted to take people out to experience what it's like just to be, like, out in a haunted place, and it's about the experience.
Right.
Like, not many people use dowsing rods. Like, you know, like, it's completely different when you're alone, sitting in the middle of the field.
It's true.
In the complete darkness, or you're in this old, creepy, abandoned building, locked in. And it's like, I think we're losing sight of the actual, like, physical, we are here.
Right.
You know,
true.
like, put your phone on airplane or leave it in the car. Let's just, you know, do this with old school cameras or GoPro and see what happens. You know, many people just, of course, here lately, I will tell you, I really enjoy the GhostTube app and the GhostTube XLS app.
Right.
It is way easier for me to set up a tablet with XLS with the GhostTube app than take the full rig with me.
Yeah. It's very difficult to hold that after a long period of time. You end up going like this. I have an SLS camera, and actually I've got to send it back it needs to be fixed. But it's hard to sit there for 10, 15 minutes holding it in one position, you know?
Well, I did it for the Captain Bender's run. I think that was a while back. Meredith, she runs basically the West Virginia Paranormal Trail site at Antietam, and she does, like, Captain Bender's and a bunch of other different stuff over there. And, like, I did it for that one, and when she asked the ghost to pick up her candle lantern, we actually got an XLS of a figure on the ground trying to pick up the candle lantern.
Yeah.
We'd also got some swipe board, which is motion detector board activity, and one of the EMF, because EMF there goes off the hook. And the last time I was there, I didn't bring my REM pod toy, which I got off Ghost Gear. Pete Wren, he's a personal mentor of mine. He does Pete Wren. Oh, he does that's Ghost Gear. It's his store. He's a Canadian. He's basically the head investigation for the Catholic Church. They send him out before they'll do exorcism and such.
Nice.
He's written books and all kinds of stuff. He's actually a really good guy. I love him to death. We've been talking about going up there and visiting him at one point in time. You know, he was out there in, like, Alberta, Canada, like, where it's cold. Monica won't do good up there.
No, I don't do the cold.
I don't do the heat. I'm in Arizona, and I'll tell you, I'd rather have the cold than the heat.
I loved Arizona when I lived there. It was nice
It's
inside.
how long ago was? Yeah, it's really nice when you're inside. It's been very hot and humid. We've had the monsoon storms coming through, so
Oh no!
so that's we love the rain. We need the rain so badly, but we just hate the humidity and the flooding and everything else that happens. So
Well, I
Yeah.
work for Procter and Gamble, and I've been there 10 years in the building. And it's hot in the winter, or hot in the summer, and cold in the winter. Usually about 10 degrees warmer outside or inside than it is outside.
wow.
Wow.
So, but
Sis, did you have some questions? I know you probably have some questions too.
Yeah. No, Matt, you and I have we had a really good conversation like 2 weeks ago
Mhm.
and
Oh, yeah.
everything. Since we have a coven and some
Mhm.
sister covens too as well, and since my husband and I are both clergy too as well,
Mhm.
what lessons your coven work taught you about your ministry work that, and vice versa, that helped you on the way?
What
Well,
would be your minister work that influenced your?
influenced me, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a good question, actually. And I remember the conversation. I think there comes a time when everything must end.
Mm-hmm.
I think there comes a time when every coven needs to break up and split apart and grow.
It's the same way with the church.
Churches are dying, and they're
Oh, yeah,
dying.
right,
They will be
but-
dead soon. I often
Mm.
say that we will be having pagan worship in Christian churches in 10 years from now.
We throw in the Yule log on with our Christmas trees.
We'll be repurposing the beautiful Gothic architecture as soon as the
Yeah.
Catholic Church finishes falling to the ground,
Right.
I got my own Episcopalian church. They got offended when I asked them how much it's going to cost to buy it. Just donate it to me. What do you want it for? Community activity center?
But it's kind of funny that you said that about, because we've been a coven for almost 34 years, maybe
Mhm.
35 of us and stuff. And I know when you say, everybody has to grow, and stuff,
Mhm.
which comes out to be sister covens, and they do their
Mhm.
mostly their own
Right.
thing, but still take the foundations and everything. But I do agree with that, because I know there's some students that you have that's like 30-year-old students who still wants to just to be a member of the coven and wants to still learn from you, and you're like,
Mhm.
God, 30 years I taught you almost everything. There's some secrets, just like a magician. We don't
Mhm.
you just don't
Divulge.
show everybody your tricks or anything.
Right.
Have you ever had anybody in your coven who says like, nope, I don't want to go no place, I want to stay here with you forever?
Yes, actually. And sometimes I think it is. Here's how I handled that. It's happened to me several times.
Mm-hmm.
I set them up for leadership. I get them to where they're in an active role. And then I put a few people under them. And I still mentor them and answer questions. But you're going to help establish this for me.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of like, well, you're doing this for this, or well, let's do this for Hecate, or let's do this, and then I let them, see, a lot of times whenever they're just clingy, that holding on to you, is because they don't have the confidence.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
they want approval. They are lacking that personal validation that they want you to give them.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is I can't validate you. I can't fix that. You have to fix that.
Mhm.
And if you are not confident, you need to step up and you need to take over. And then here's some other people about whenever we ever split a coven, we usually take 2 or 3 people, stay, and then everybody else usually forms up and goes do their own separate thing. they're always welcome. We have open door policy. We can always go visit them, then come visit us. You know, there's not, don't think of this as just because the coven ended, our friendships and our networking's ended.
Right.
Okay. This is you stepping up and fulfilling the roles that you were meant to fulfill.
It's growth.
Yeah.
It's growth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Progression.
And it's difficult sometimes. Like there are some people that, I want to fix all your problems. And it gets flattering when they come to you and they think you can fix all their problems.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do this. And that's
He
not,
is quite resourceful.
Yeah, that tends to be our issue a lot, where they don't really cling on to you. They're just, I think they don't want to go away from the parents. It's like, having
Right.
kids. They don't go away from the
Mhm.
parents. They want to make sure, okay, you're kind of babysitting me, but not
Mhm.
really. Because we have that a lot, and we took our lessons that we have and put them into some books. And the first book is for self and science, to work on yourself, to have that self-confidence
Mhm.
of yourself first, to go on and continue on. And no matter how much you express that into your students or members, they still cling on to you. It's just like mom and dad or something. And we do have an open door policy, which sometimes can be drastic, but it's nice though too. I
Well,
was
see,
just
that's
wondering.
the thing. Oh, go ahead. No, that's where community comes in.
Mhm.
And like spirituality to be valid has to have a practical application to your life.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I'm on a podcast. I told you that. Anyway, yeah. All my friends came over. Get your ass out. No, I'm on a podcast. I told you this like a month ago. I even told you that before I came upstairs. No, I have my roommate, and I've known Robert since he was a kid in my Sunday school class.
Mm-hmm.
And from like 12 years old, I think. He was in my puppet team. He's in the youth drama team I was a part of. Like, we basically were farming his people for the church because they had money and whatnot. And we've been fast friends for, over 30 years now. Yeah. So,
That bell.
that bell went off. Yay.
That's my resident ghost.
So you're medium red, or are you a medium for your paranormal teams?
I
That's
am.
something that I have since I was a child, kind of been passed down from my grandmother and my great aunt. I'm beginning to work with my ability because I feel and hear, and sometimes I get messages for people.
Yep.
And it just comes through, and I'm like, whoa, hey, I didn't even know we were doing this today. But
They love that.
spirit makes itself known. I think I stopped being a paranormal investigator for a little while. In your late 20s, life gets crazy and all of that, and then you calm down a little.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's amazing that all of the things that we're doing now, there's so much more equipment than there used to be. We're so much more blessed with things like that. Like I've been in the Ridges Insane Asylum and Sanitarium in Athens, Ohio. They have a body chute there because of the amount of deaths that they had occurring. They had they had a bell that would have a dinger at the top to let whoever's in the morgue know there's a body coming down.
Mhm.
And I was in there one time and I heard the bell ring, but like the actual part to ring the bell no longer there. It's not there. But the bell rang, had a cold pass
Draft.
through me while I was in this shoe. And I was like, all right, I've never wanted to get out of a small space faster.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty scary. I mean, being a medium, it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. I always talk
It very much is. It's
Yeah.
they
plaguey
want to open up their
some
gifts.
days.
Yeah, it's yeah, be prepared because the floodgates open up, and it's it's not something you can turn off. It's
No, it's
definitely-
not.
Most people tell you like, oh, just turn it off. It's like,
Nope.
yeah, you have
No,
no
that's right.
clue. It's like you just have to set boundaries, and
Yeah.
that works the best is the boundaries. So, but yeah, it's,
Thank you for that.
You're
Well, like
welcome.
I said, when you knock and the door opens. I also
Yeah.
felt that proverb was true about everything. If you knock on the door, it'll open.
Right,
Well, the thing is, you don't always can shut that door.
right.
I haven't taught Black Mirror scrying yet, but I do a lot of Black Mirror scrying, and I have a whole full setup and stuff. And like Natty Glow, like I literally saw the female behind me getting beat up in the stairwell behind me. Like it was
wow.
like when I starts calling and summoning the ghost to the mirror. Like a lot of times you don't understand what you're seeing.
Right.
And it's like I'm seeing a sex show and people like stripping naked and like the bar fight, a guy getting stabbed like right in this giant theater. So that I write and I text all this stuff down to the people in charge, like, oh yeah, this happened. Yeah, he didn't die here. He died like down the street and they drug him out, and yeah, we've had that, and so it was like very validating. But it's like
Really
there's
is.
another aspect, like when you work with Boone, for instance.
Hmm.
Like I've been writing a book on using the Goetia type spirits, Burr, Murmur, and Boone for ghost hunting.
Hmm.
And like with Boone, she basically helps you listen to the whispers of the recently dead. Like Murmur, I'm not necessarily sure the crowd of ghosts around him are actual ghosts.
Hmm.
Because like with the crowd of ghosts around Murmur, I actually feel are the memories,
More energy.
Not-
imprint.
more of the memory imprint than the actual person.
Right.
So like you can summon Murmur. Like normally I'll call upon Hecate. I'll light my candle and have Hecate open the path because I have key bearer of Hecate, and you'll open the door, and I'll call upon Hecate to open the path to bring in Murmur or one of the other Goetic spirits that I'm working with to handle the haunting currently.
Hmm.
And like Murmur can remove a lot of the haunting activity from a location and make it quiet. Like Boone can do the same thing with the recently deceased. She can bring them. I feel she's more of a female to me than a male, but I guess they're kind of androgynous. But like she can offer a very deep stillness that's comforting, and she can actually transfer messages better for the recently departed.
Hmm.
And most people will work with her for money, and I'm a stranger to money workings. I see Christy smiling, nodding her head like, yeah. Yeah. But like I've been doing the Shadow Academy stuff here, and I've been trying to teach more online and be more, let's do these spells, we're going to do them all at the same time, just like we did with well, I don't know if you remember Become a Living God, but I was actually part of several different groups on Become a Living God, and we'd all do different rituals and different things at the same time, in our own way, for different empowerments and stuff. I find it's still a very effective thing
Method.
for us to do. And I don't want to get political, but I think we all, as witches and the occult people, and all of us together, need to start standing up against some of the surveillance state, some of the
Yeah.
data centers, and the destruction, the wholesale destruction, sellout of everything we ever believe in.
Yeah.
And all we have to do is hold them. We've got to hold the line till the baby boomers die off. Then all this will change. Because in my generation and your generation is not going to put up with this either.
Oh, no.
Right.
Done.
So you do online classes, you were saying. So
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so it's something that you don't advertise, or do you
No.
advertise? Or, so you don't really advertise, so you just kind of, it's kind of like a personal thing.
Here's
between
my thing. If you are meant to find me, you will find me.
I
If you're
agree with
meant to join us, then you're meant to join us.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And not just that, but our personal lives have been very hectic.
Wow.
In everyone's lives lately. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
right.
I mean, everybody has been having to do more to get less, and has been having to spend more time
I've had
with
to-
other projects.
I've
you
had
know?
to pick up more overtime
Mhm.
to help out people who need it.
Right.
Because
Right.
everybody's hurting right now. Things
Oh,
are
yeah.
being pinched terribly
Right.
everywhere, it seems like.
Yeah, that's
And also,
true.
I'm getting older. As I hit 50, I just don't have the energy just to keep going. And it's like my children, I love them to death, but it's like if they could just follow a simple order.
My patience is as I've gotten older, and I'm older than you. I have had, my patience is out the door.
Oh, honey, how do you handle teenage boys during perimenopause? Because I do not know, but I can tell
Hey,
you.
I'll just tell you this. I had a daughter. It's not mine, but it was a promise to a friend. So we're in radio silence right now for the last 3 weeks. So
Yeah,
that's the way I'm handling it through perimenopause. Is I'm choosing sanity and peace over
yes.
her.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
Doesn't get any
always protect your peace. Always.
I had to. I
Once
do
the
have a
year-
quick question for you, though, too, because of the fact, if I can interrupt Chrissy real quick here,
Go
because
ahead.
this is great, because you're a paranormal group and you're also a coven. How do you feel? Do you feel like, for me, I'm a medium and I consult on 3 different teams for paranormal, but I'm also an elemental fire witch. So my question to you is, I keep that quiet in the paranormal world. There's very few people that know that. The 3 teams that I associate with are comfortable with that and are okay with that. How do you deal with that in the paranormal world? Because it seems like we as witches accept that in the paranormal world, but paranormal communities don't accept witches. So how does that blend in for you too?
Well, it's known, and they know that I'm a goofball and an oddball,
I mean,
and they know I work with demons.
it has cost us relationships in the past. Some people are just afraid whenever they hear that. You know, they assume like that every witch is a hail Satan. You know what I mean?
Like,
It's terrible.
Like Liz with the little wart with the
Your word.
This
Yeah.
is something funny and off topic, but I tell people never invoke Satan. We don't want him here. He's a great adversary, opposite Kether. It's all about destruction, tearing your little sandcastle down. I like my sandcastle. I have it hard enough. Don't need to get stronger through destruction. Sorry,
Right, exactly. No
It's like I
kidding.
don't call. He's the exact same as Odin. Odin, if you call upon him without calling, Freya, like he basically will break you just to make you stronger. Well, I don't want to be broken.
I think
I want my path smooth.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
a member of a millennial Gen X, we can all agree that we have had enough testing. Okay,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
universe, give us a break.
Yeah.
Look,
Right.
Your girl's ready.
Yeah.
All right. I've been tried. I've been tribulated. Times.
I have to
for the
know, if you see in
blessing.
the background, you'll see the beautiful warrior. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
I'm a cancer survivor, so I'll tell you that is.
Oh,
It doesn't break you, makes you stronger, but I don't need any more of that.
No.
right. Exactly. I'm strong enough. I'm strong enough.
Exactly.
But no, and that's the thing. It's like people, they assume that you're paranormal. You got this ghost hunting equipment, but you're also a witch. They assume that there's a divide. There's not.
And it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be.
Right.
Like I bless all of my ghost hunting equipment. I pass it through the smoke. I, dedicate it to Hecate, which I call upon, or Belial, because he's also a goddess of the hell and underworld. And it's like, and they both work very well together, honestly.
I still use the St. Michael prayer before I go in. Do I still follow the Christian belief behind that? No, but I do feel the power of the prayer.
Right.
So I do use it. You know what I mean? And so there is this blending that kind of happens between everybody. You know what I mean? And it's
And it should
beautiful.
be. And it
It's
should be.
beautiful.
Yeah, it should. It should.
And
Yeah,
it would be beautiful.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
mean, with our coven, you know, we just don't. I mean, we teach our path as well as traditionalists, but we also bring in the eclectic part of it too, as well.
Mhm.
And we still have angels that we worship to,
Mhm.
pray to. I should say pray to, and everything. And we have the saints as well. Because it's all part of spirituality.
Right.
It's not really, I hate when everybody wants to divide everything.
Yeah.
You can just push everything in together. There's certain times, there's 365 days in a year, 24/7. You can do whatever you damn well please, as long as you do everything that is on the uppity up, that's
Yeah,
good.
right.
Good for others, to better yourself, to better others, to help out.
Which goes back to the growth and the continual
Yeah.
growth throughout your life. If you're not learning, what are you doing?
Right.
And that's another thing. If you're a teacher in a teaching position, you should learn.
You should.
Because I've always challenged people. I'm always open to do it a different way or try it differently. Because I don't really feel, especially in a lot of these different rituals and stuff, that there is a set method or a set way.
Mhm.
Like
Right.
when I look back when I first started in ritual magic in the Golden Dawn, back when I was in my mid 30s, I do things way differently than I do now. Okay. Things have changed drastically. I mean, even the
Right.
last few years, I've changed how I do things drastically, and some of my thought process about things have changed drastically. And I used to, well, I can show you pictures, but I actually teach Black Mirror Scrying. It's actually on the second tier of the lessons that I actually have people go through. Because normally what'll happen is, hey, you do this, you do that. Hey, wait, and if they express interest in learning, then they usually bring their friends, and I'll get other people will come in that way after I talk with them, and we usually have it eat or whatnot.
Mhm.
Then, if I really do feel that we are in too big of a rush,
Yeah.
I remember back when I
The
first
whole
started
world.
in the Wiccan world, you basically had to be known for a whole year and a day before you went to the next level.
That's
Mhm.
because it was before cell phones
Yes.
and frequently
Yeah.
used internet.
And
Um,
tablets.
Yeah.
That was back when you would hear the
It's I'm going to say he who will not be named.
Yeah.
But when he took the class from me from Common Witchcraft, he basically did it himself, and he was going to do one lesson a week and go from the lesser branch ritual, the pentagram, the greater, the hexagram, star sapphire, all the way to the invocation of the Holy Guardian Angel within a year.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I've never attained the conversation with the Holy Guardian Angel myself, even though I've attempted it several times. I feel like I've gotten close to getting answers, but I never have attained it. So, and when you fail that, you become a left-handed path magician. It always happens. And then you deal more with the physical reality and wanting the physical universe than the spiritual universe. There is a bunch of metaphysical stuff behind all that and why that has to be, but so I'm only a Adeptus Minor, and it'll never go further than that, because you do the death to self, through the death, fear of death, which is death, and then to gain the Kether, you have to do the invocation of the Holy Guardian Angel. Well, I've never been able to achieve it. You have to infer yourself with prayer, fasting, chanting. It's a very it took Alistair Crowley several attempts a year long. I've got kids.
Well, it's funny that you say, because most people do year and a day and everything, which really, really common. The only thing is, with our tradition, we don't do a year and a day. We do 2 years and a day. And the reason why we do so is, one, to make sure that everybody is growing with our lessons. You
Mhm.
know, we don't want nobody to rush, because you always get everybody who wants to. I want
Get
first
through it
degree, I
really
want
quick.
second degree, I want third, I want it now. You know,
Right.
and it's just like, I cannot give you a silver spoon. You know, you have to learn all this, and it takes a while. But we also try to teach others as well. You know, other traditions and
Mhm.
other divinations and ways too, so they
Yeah.
can be well rounded in their
Ah.
practices.
Mhm.
But yeah, I do. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do agree exactly what you just said. Everybody's
Yeah.
just always in a hurry.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, it's a I want it now society.
Well,
Yeah,
it's like with
I think
the black,
this
like
has
I,
kind of caused that.
Mhm. Well, it's like well, I was teaching some lessons on witchfinder dating app, and I'm really hoping that it continues to grow, and we all need to get on there and actually help push them, because I really feel that the witchfinder dating app could really be our next community and our next community outreach project.
hmm
Way more than just a simple dating app. I mean, it could literally connect us in a way far better. It'd be our own personal Facebook for the witchcraft community.
yeah.
I mean, they
I
have some
think
issues, and they are still fighting some issues. But in general, that's one of the reasons why I joined the Common Core Witchcraft and that little crowd, was because I wanted us to start building our own community. We need to have our own outreach. We need to stop being the fringe and seen as the loony fringe, and start being, oh, these people, they're not crazy. Like, we need to make it more acceptable.
Right.
We need to make hearing a bump of the night and maybe seeing an apparition acceptable, instead of
Yeah.
just mock and scorn. Oh, you're a witch, right? Like, at work, this black guy,
Mhm.
he found out I was into the occult and demons and the Mason. That's all he does. He drives by whenever we stop, he's always on me about the Lord, and he's got the Holy Spirit. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's great. Love you, man. Come over,
Take
talk about it
care.
sometime.
Like,
You know, I'm rebuking your spirits. Yeah, okay. No, he's Pentecostal. He's fine.
yeah.
Speaking of richfinder.com, you know,
Yeah.
is that Tara that owns that group?
Yes, actually.
Okay, yeah, I think I did talk to her about her coming on to promote that group. So
You
maybe
should.
with a little nudge
Mhm.
from you, we can have her come on, and you can join her if you want, and we can talk it up,
Definitely.
because yeah, I mean, she's doing a
Mhm.
wonderful thing. I know she's
He
having,
is. Well,
yeah, it
and
takes a
also,
while to grow.
yeah, and I really think, like, well, she's getting a lot of people that are hurting and have different needs and different questions, and I try to do my best to step up and mentor people through messaging and whatnot. But Tara's just a sweetheart.
Yeah.
I also talked to one of my old mentors. We had a little bit of falling out, but Aiden Kelly, who's one of the Golden Dawn people that had the first open rituals in California, he's basically going through a hard time, especially with his health.
Mm.
But I've been talking to him about him coming on your show and Phil's show,
Yeah.
because he's another one. He's a boomer, and they got this weird mentality that all the boomers have.
Yeah, well, I
But
have to reach out to him too, because I know we have that group together with Aiden. I need to reach out
yeah,
to him and say, when you
mhm.
coming on, by the way. So now I have to
Me
go around
too.
and do it to Tara too now.
He just got back into his Facebook account. He'd gotten locked out of his Facebook account, so now he's back into it. And he's been doing some more writing on the side. I love that old man to death. I mean, me and him, we hit it off really great. Like, he mentored me in a lot of different ways, and he gave me copies of books and different stuff from. He got off Buckland, or not Buckland, Gardner. He actually has like texts and stuff when he actually studied under Gardner, and it's like and that's another big concern. Like, I'm not saying he's being forgotten,
hmm
but he has so many stories and so much knowledge that they never really thought to pass on, if that makes sense. Like,
No, it
I don't know
does
what it
make
was like to do LSD during the 60s. I don't know what it was like to do the first open Golden Dawn rituals. I mean, I got
Yeah.
pushed back from having sacred fires of Hecate in my backyard. My neighbor. Okay, like, what are you doing? You know, wanting to call the cops on us. It's like, okay, well, the cops like, okay, we're behind you. But the whole point is, it's like, what did he go through? Whatever
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
did that. And that's another thing. Like, we are also not, I don't want to say we're not honoring our elders,
Mm-hmm.
but
Our elders are deserving of less honor these days. Just saying.
and see, here's the thing: the baby boomers have this weird thing, like they will not give up power, be it Congress, Senate, you know, lodge work, and I'll probably get in trouble if they ever see this. But like in all aspects of or in the world, they are very narcissistic because they will burn it all down. They're trying to hold on to it. Okay, like things were meant to be fluid. Like I've been teaching financial magic.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're into currently. And one of the things about finances and working with finances is there's an ebb and flow to it.
Mm-hmm.
I may not have what I want, but I'll always have what I need.
Right.
Right. Right.
And like,
Mm.
if you start looking at money as an energy, if you're hoarding it, then there's going to be an imbalance somewhere else.
Mhm.
Okay,
It's
like
all about balance.
right.
You know what I mean? You have to,
Yes.
in order to receive, you have to be grateful for what you already have.
Right.
In order to, you know, it's just you have to. It's not about that. You just have to find the balance with each thing.
Well, it's like the Gallery of Magic. I don't know if you were familiar with the Gallery of Magic books.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the daily practice where you stop for just a second, especially if you're feeling stressed or pressed, and you
Mhm.
find beauty in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And for me at work, it was how the light was going through the dust particles, how, you know, the lights on the forklifts, and I just sat there and just took a couple deep breaths, took a moment to see the beauty and the symmetry of
Yep.
all these people moving and everything flowing to where it needed to go. And there's a beauty in the pattern that I wasn't seeing. I was getting frustrated because this has to be done, this has to be done, this one messed up that, and I gotta go fix this, I gotta go fix that. You know, and it's like, but instead it's like they keep calling me on the radio and texting me to go do this, this, and this, rather than it just took a moment just to take a deep breath and just see that there is beauty and symmetry around me. I just wasn't seeing it because I was too caught up in just the rah, rah, rah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like a universal rhythm is what it is.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
you just stop and look and it's like, oh wow, you know, it's like the universe is in rhythm with everybody, and everybody, just like you said, ebb and flow, you know. So Matt,
Oh, go
we
ahead.
only have just a few minutes. So tell us what is coming up for you, what you want to do. If you have any paranormal investigations coming up or any teachings or anything, we want to promote yourself in the next few minutes.
Well, the only thing I got going on right now is Key City in about 3 weeks. I'm off for an entire week. We're going to do a thing called The Adventures of Matt and Monica, where we're just going to go start doing ghost hunting equipment and random stuff.
But also exploring history and, you know, things of the past, because it's worth exploring.
Yeah.
We've talked about opening up the Shadow Academy to more, because right now it's a closed Facebook group and a closed message group. We've talked about opening up and like putting Tobias and some of the other people that are in that as leadership positions and letting them use it as a platform to start teaching and like not really gaining more recruits, so to speak, but opening that up. I do want to plan on start doing more on Witchfinder, dating.com, and doing more mentorship and more classes online. The last one I did was on mirror scrying. I've just been so busy with my personal life, it's just kind of hard to find time to do anything. The other big thing, that's pretty much about it. Like on a personal level, I have a couple books that they've expressed interest in publishing, which I'm not sure I want to have it published, but privately for limited circulation. I mean, I don't really seek fame,
I can
or
understand that.
renown. Like, my thing is, I do this because I want to do this.
Right.
I
It'd be
do this
helpful.
because I love ritual magic. I love the symbolism. I love doing the Hecate sacred fires. Like, I enjoy this. Like, this is things that I enjoy. I don't care about becoming wealthy or rich. I don't care about a lot of
Or
these
being
things that other
witchcraft
people care about.
famous or anything.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
I mean, I want to experience it. I want to experience it all. We get like 50, 60 people all chanting, the Hecate mantra, or just the energy and the power of that is just awesome. And you all breaking the leek and garlic cake and the unleavened bread, and do our little offering in the fire. Which I have a picture I'll have to show you guys. We actually had Hecate manifest in the flames, and you actually see her manifesting with one of Robert, and he offered his offering, and he's staying there. The actual dog started barking, and you actually see a picture of, like a female in the flames. It's really cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That is
Did
cool.
either of you happen to participate in that meditation, the worldwide meditation, where we just repeated the 4 words, where it was like love, equality, safety, or something like that? Like,
I'm
I've
trying to
heard about it,
remember.
but no.
Yeah.
it was a few months ago, but it was a worldwide thing, and I was a part of it, and that was such a big, amazing feeling to feel
I've
that
heard
much energy focused toward the positive, focused toward us growing and
I
becoming
was
better.
going to do that, but I fell asleep and I slept through it.
No.
I think we had a podcast. I think we was busy.
Yeah.
So, but once you guys stick behind backstage after we sign off, everybody in the audience go to the Facebook page that is going across the screen. Say hi to Amanda Monica if you go to the Blue Mountain Paranormal. And also subscribe to Within the Cauldron and our sister channel Behind the Witch's Bell. And subscribe, like, and share out. And for everybody tonight, blessings. You have a great night.
Absolutely blessings.
Blessings
Thank
to
you
everybody.
to everybody
You're
Thank you for having me
watching. Be
on.
blessed. Stay patient. Hold steady.
Yes. And you guys
Good times are
doing an
coming.
awesome job.
Yes.
I try to watch you guys all the time.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
Yeah, I do. You've done a really good job, and you're a real credit to our community.
We
Sure.
don't know what we're doing. We're not professionals. We just do it raw and real and not edit and just hope for
We
the
have
best.
fun. We have fun.
Fingers crossed. Good night, everybody.
Good
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
night.